Pitching is integral to making an independent film. A lot of filmmakers think they're all about the art, they're not about the commerce, they don't want to have to pitch, they think it's bad manners, but it's really one of the most important components of getting a film made, is being able to telegraph your passion for the project to somebody who may stand between getting it financed. People who don't know how to pitch can easily rent Robert Altman's The Player and see how the traditional pitch evolves through several comedic and entertaining scenes in that film. But also the more important component of pitching is really being able to tell someone why they have to have this movie made, why the person who's making the film has to get this film produced so people can see it, why they have to tell their story, and how invested they are in getting that story out there. Pitching really is all about storytelling, and it's one of the most important components to letting people know that you can tell a story. If you can explain it to somebody, that's something they want to know. How can you tell a story if you can't actually tell a story to someone? How will they know that you can get the gear and you can get all the equipment that you need to make a film and tell a story through film if you can't actually sit and explain it to somebody in 90 seconds or in 2 or 3 minutes? So pitching is a really important talent to have. The biggest names in the industry have to pitch. In my book, The Real Truth, the prolific producer Ted Hope, who recently made Adventureland and who was the producer of The Ice Storm, talks about how when even he goes to meetings, he has to pitch projects and explain to people and convince them, and sometimes even twist arms, to get people to see and realize his vision and his passion for the project and why they also would want to have this film made. In many countries today, piracy has trickled down to the independent film world, and independent films are now being pirated. In my book, The Real Truth, director Seth Gordon, who directed 4 Christmases and the beloved documentary The King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters, talks about how his first film was really hurt by piracy. People in Los Angeles were passing around screener DVDs of The King of Kong, and most people who saw the film saw it pirated and didn't actually pay money to see it in the theater. And that affected the box office. His film capped out at about $600,000 theatrically, whereas it probably would have been a much bigger hit if people had actually paid to go see it. So it's not a victimless crime. And unfortunately, it's really taking money out of the filmmaker's pocket. In countries where piracy is really unavoidable, where the next day there's a DVD available of your film, filmmakers might want to embrace the piracy and use it to get their work out there and to use it as a calling card to showcasing their talent in front of audiences. And because there may be no protection against piracy, the best bet may be to use the first film that a filmmaker makes as a calling card to getting other paid assignments that they then can use to live on.